Now the time has come for us to leave this world and to return to the level above human as new beginners. As new beginners in the next level. By dropping these bodies, we will receive the inheritance we have been promised of eternal life in a physical next level body to be in service to the Chief of Chiefs. It is my choice to lay down my borrowed physical body to prove to the next level my love and the trust I have in my older members for what they have shown me as their example of what I can become. My thoughts in these last hours are only of joy and wonder at the thought of going home to my older members and being in T's house at last.
Thank you.
And one particular individual came up to us one day and said something like, "I'm halfway expecting one of these days that you're going to come through the door and say something like, the big guy upstairs sent us, to work with you." And we kind of sat on our hands and held our tongue at the time because we were trying to be a little bit restrained in our identity so that we could earn some sticks, as we call them. But to that individual, I'd like to say at this time that God did have a message for you, but it was a bit premature when you asked. And we'd like to let you know that He's had an eye on you. And we want to let you know that you might need to get someone else to finish up your website right now. And that we might see you all again, and then we might not. But we hope that you remember us as we were, and not how other people are going to try and tell you that we are. And one last thing we'd like to say is 39 to beam up. Thank you.
And I've been happy ever since. I mean, it's been tough. Anybody who's been on this, like she said, you get hit with everything but the kitchen sink, trying to turn you away. But it's been wonderful. It's been very exciting. The only thing I can say is to us, this step of laying down our these human bodies that we borrowed for this task is just as simple. Like, we watch a lot of Star Trek, a lot of Star Wars. It's just, to us, it's just like going on a holodeck. We've been on a holodeck. We've been in a astronaut training program for, we figured out a day equals 1,000 years, played it out mathematically. It's roughly 30 minutes. We've been training on a holodeck for 30 minutes. Now it's time to stop. The game's over. It's time to put into practice what we've learned. So we take off the virtual reality helmet. We take off the vehicle that we've used for this task. We just set it aside, go back out of the holodeck to reality.
In response to that, for one thing, you have to consider what we as individuals wanted to become. I think everyone in this class wanted something more than the human world had to offer. They were seeking some type of goodness, some type of rightness that they did not feel in this world. The other thing that you may not realize, that if you truly have some goodness in you, I think you will come to realize, and that is that the idea that you can become something in this world and really make a difference is an illusion. Anyone who seeks to make a real change in this world, to go out and do something, is going to eventually come up to the realization that the underpinnings of this world are so corrupt that you really cannot succeed unless you're willing to compromise what you know in your heart isn't really right.
I just wish that people out there could understand how much we feel and know this is real. This is not a fantasy. We may be giving up these vehicles, but we knew we were going to give up these vehicles anyway because we didn't really want them. We know what the vehicles are in the next level are not like these. They're not reproducing, they're not mammalian, however your brain can understand that. And we're going to a world that does not live the same way they do in the human kingdom.
Just a painful experience to recognize that hideousness has become the norm and that people accept it out of ignorance because they've been programmed, and a lot of it is not their fault, but it is their choice. Each person has a choice to make, and I've made mine, and I'm very happy and that I was given the opportunity to have this choice. And I feel very, very excited about this time and that we'll finally be able to leave.
I don't identify with this flesh vehicle. this flesh body. And those of you who see this tape, I'm not sure who you will be, but some of you may have worked with me. I may have met you when we have been out in the world in service to the next level doing various tasks. And like Junodi said, I wanted to tell you who we were and what we were about, and now I can tell you. And I know that we're at the end, and I look very, very forward to this next major step of ours where we're going to be shedding these creatures, these primitive creatures that we have used for our lesson ground.
This place is just like a hologram. It's a training ground for individuals that come from the next level to inherit another vehicle, a more refined vehicle, and that's what my task is, to work on my control and my restraint and learn the ways of the next level. And my teachers are here to teach me that, and I'm thankful that they came here to this hideous place to do that.
You'll see this tape after I have put this physical body down, and that's the way it is. So we have no choice about it. If for the record, if people want to know why we're choosing to do this, I think this planet has become a very, very hideous place. They take control of you from the cradle to the grave.
If people would just know that we're not forced into this in any way, it's, our own choosing to do it, and I'm really happy that I made this choice, because there was a lot of things kind of working against me not to, I'm sure. I know there was people in the world who thought that I had completely lost my marbles. They're not right.
But look deeper than the words. Look for what we've taught people and the message we've left behind, because we know that it's difficult to understand, but the next level requires a commitment, a kind of final ingredient of leaving the body and giving it up until you can actually graduate into the next level. It's difficult to know that, but for those that we've left behind, we're going on to something greater and better, and that we hope that someday you will understand this and you might join us.
Things like, what's next for me? What is life about? Why am I here? What is the meaning of life? Since I've been in the class, I've learned the answers to all of those, and as a result of that, I'm here, and I'm very, very happy here. I don't know what I did to deserve to be here, and I'm embarrassed that I can't express without getting emotional how good I feel about what I'm doing and how good I feel about being here and being given this opportunity to go to the next level. Just the opportunity, is the gift, is just it's overwhelming, is the only word that I can come up with now.
Well, I guess that answers any other questions we would have asked you, Neto.
I didn't know that I was going to talk so much, but
no, that was very clear.
like I said,
And I feel like the garden has been a good garden, and it was created, for us to learn these lessons and to be able to evolve into that next kingdom level. But the garden has deteriorated, as you're probably all aware, and it is the end of the age. And for us, it's just a time where there's just nothing interesting here. There's not enough to keep us. And we've been preparing all this time for a real, literal kingdom of God, and we're ready to move into that and to start tasks there. And we're really excited about it and happy, and we hope that you'll be happy for us.
Oh, this is the happiest day of my life. I've been looking forward to this for so long.
Well, I just think I wanted to try to express that in the same way that everybody in the world isn't 32 years old. They're souls and spirits are different ages. And just like the person who's in his doctoral degree studying quantum mechanics or something, he can't explain to the second grader what he's learned and what he's doing. There is no way for us to explain to the people who are probably watching this tape what's going on. They're not going to understand, but we understand that.
Well, they're like me. They can try their very, very best, and I'm sure that that will be good enough to the next level. Just do the very best you can. That's all they expect you to do. I couldn't have had a better life than I've had these 21 years. And if it was good here, I know it's going to be twice as good when I get up there.
If you use the analogy of a car, and people may keep their cars for a long time before they finally wear out and they clunk out and they die on them, and they go and get another car. Or some people, they say, well, here's a newer model, it's much nicer, and this one doesn't quite perform the way I could, and I'd like to move into this new car. Get rid of the old one, get a new one. I mean, that's about all we're talking about. It's not a big deal. I'm talking too long, so I'll pass up. This isn't a troubling circumstance. Don't take it as that. It's just a gateway, just a doorway.
Okay.
I could say a lot more too, but for some reason we always get kind of emotional when we start trying to convey our true feelings, because we know, I think, that the media is going to just whatever. They're not going to present it the way we would like to be presented. Anyway, I wish you could all be here. I wish you were as lucky and fortunate as we are, I guess.
You're herded around like animals. You have no choices. What they put in front of you are your choices. I don't like what they've put in front of me. I'm making the final choice here. The choice is out of their hands, what I'm going to do from here on. That's the way I'd like to leave it. Goodbye.